military will forcibly remove you from the office. At that point, it's not like, okay, Mr. President, come on, nigga, like, you're out of here. You're refusing to leave. You're trespassing. All Biden got to do is be like,
It sounded like you said trespassing.
I did.
Like you got passion for tressing.
I was like, I'm talking to he.
I was telling he got passion for trashing. And what's that mean? He was trespassing. Oh, shit. You mean trespassing? See.
Like, no.
Trespassing. He likes passion for tressing. And so, you know, you got to explain it to him because he ain't from around here.
Wait, dude, we can't start like this.
Yes, we can. You remember the old Prez? Yes, we can. So welcome back, humans. It's Saturday. I'm back with another vent session. I got Angelo back in the studio. He's staying consistent. It's a good thing.
Consistency.
Yeah, consistency is great. No, I'm just kidding. But no, I'm just saying. But it's good to have you back, man. It's good to have you back.
Oh, I'm glad to be back.
Good to be back. Good to be back on this beautiful weather. Crazy ass weather we have in Michigan all the time.
Right. It's
Probably gonna snow tomorrow.
Shit, tonight while you bullshitting.
Yeah.
Like, I got on shorts and t-shirt. Can I borrow your snowsuit?
It's like high of 74, low of 28. I'm just kidding.
Below.
What do they say? Your weather on the twos or on the ones, whenever you give a shit. I hate the Weather Channel.
And weather be wrong in a motherfucker. Like,
that's why they give it to you every hour.
Right. They're like, it's looking like it's going to be a sunny day. It's high of 68, no clouds. And I'm like, dude, it's gray as fuck outside. I haven't even seen the sun in like 3 days. Like,
yeah.
I just took a vacation.
So the Weather Channel just be changing every hour. What we meant was this. And then the next hour is like, really this. Damn it.
I be mad. I be wanting the meteorologist's job on the show. I'm like, somebody's feeding them input. They're listening through a microphone on their head and clicking a button on the TV and just pointing. They're like,
in front of the green screen.
They're like, look, and right here, like, just draw me some clouds right there. Hurry up, put some cumulus clouds right there. It's like right here is gonna be like, dude, you get paid to do.
I saw what it is. They got they're like a cat. You know when you mess with a cat with a laser light?
Right. Exactly.
So there's a laser light where their finger's supposed to go, and they're watching that. So these guys got to follow it. You could fuck with them and be the fucking put it on their shit or fuck with them like, whoa, there it is. It's gonna rain precipitation. You know what I'm saying? You can fuck with them because like they're not that smart. They're just like trained to follow the dot. You know what I'm saying? And read the prompter and follow the dot. So just be like, they just be following the shit.
Like if you can read and point at the same time, you might qualify for this occupation. It's like, I can do that.
And then the hot chicks just get the job.
Like, if your skirt is 4 inches above your knee and you can show some cleavage, you might have a job here.
They give you the application and the skirt is this long.
Right.
That's your application for the hot ladies. They're like,
right, just like,
are you comfortable with this attire?
All right, you be looking at some of them like, you got that job either because of your looks or family, like, you know somebody. Like, they don't even be reading the weather, like, halfway educated. Like, bitch, a 6th grader could have did your job.
Yeah.
Like, I got, like,
are you smarter than a 6th grader?
Right, shit, a 3rd grader, bullshit aside, my nephew would probably, like, my nephew knows better than that. Like, he's in, like, the 3rd grade.
Man, earlier today, I went out to lunch at a Coney, and they still had, like, dine-in. And when I got there, they made you have to sign in.
Sign in?
You had to sign in, like I was at a wedding guest or some shit.
Oh, I've heard of that. They said they're making everybody, like, they said they're going to start making people leave their address and all this
phone numbers.
But I'm like, okay, a phone number is one thing. I would not feel comfortable if they're like, you have to leave your address. Like, dude, you know how many motherfuckers
That's weird.
Could be casing people's houses? Like, when they came in, he was wearing this or he was driving that. We got his address. Let me drive by there and case your house or something.
Yeah.
Fuck a house, get robbed
like,
or something.
This guy didn't leave a tip. Let me go throw a bag of shit on his porch.
Right. And I'm like, no, I'm not comfortable with that, leaving you my address.
Hell
you don't
no.
know how shady people are. Like you said, motherfucker could have a gripe or something, just do some vindictive shit, go to your house or rob you or anything. Kidnap you, anything.
I thought it was weird, so I asked the lady, because it was my first time experiencing it. So I was just like, why do you have to do this? And she was like, she hurried up and said, it wasn't the governor. You know, I was like, oh, okay. I didn't say that. I was just, because I had my mask on and shit, so she really didn't see if I could, like, if I was, like, being aggressive about it.
Right. She was like, don't say, better not nobody say nothing bad about Mr. Whitmer. Like,
so I was just like, it wasn't that. I just wanted to know. I just never did. She goes, yeah, we have to do it now and this and that. So she explained it to me. I was like, that was weird. But, it was a weird, interesting thing.
Just reactions from people, though, on shit like that. Like, again, the mask thing goes back to what I was saying about text messages thing, because you can't judge your reaction pretty much with a mask on. All you can see is the bridge of someone's nose up to their eyes, maybe above their head if they're not wearing a hat.
Yeah, like we all look like cheesy ninjas.
Right, like minions. looking like minions.
Some dudes do got eyes like minions. They be
Right.
looking at like some just be buggy eyed people like
Right.
bow. Halfway out the
but
eye socket.
You looking like that though, it's like you can't really judge a person's reaction. You don't know what their facial expression really is behind that mask. If they're laughing or if they're being serious,
For
or
real.
if it's a smirk, you know what I'm saying? So
Because that's a lot of
there's
ways you can read people that way.
right. You don't know what a person's thinking. Like,
So also, like if you're single out there in the dating scene, you probably have to have a picture of yourself so you could show the lady what you look like without the mask. Because you probably got to have a mask at the bar. You know what I'm saying?
right? But
You're like, look,
you know how fucked up that is.
this is me.
Like, if you were at a bar, if you were somewhere like, just drink. If you were like drinking a glass of pop, anything,
right?
You had to take a sip, put it back on. Take a sip, put it back on. Take a sip, because you know it's like, oh, drink through a straw. Everybody doesn't want to drink their beer or whatever, or just anything through a straw.
Turn your mic a little towards you.
Oh,
there you go. I was watching your volume on there.
Oh, and usually I'm loud as hell.
Yeah.
It's like he's got all quiet. He's like.
It wasn't picking up there. I could hear you, but it wasn't picking up there.
Like,
yeah.
like,
Shy Ronnie. Shy Ronnie the rapper. You ever seen that shit on Saturday Night Live? It was Andy Samberg and Rihanna. And Andy Samberg did all these like parody music videos. He did one with Justin Timberlake. He won a Grammy with it. They did Dick in the Box. You remember that song?
Right, yeah.
So it was the same guy, and he did a rapper called Shy Ronnie. So he would rap hard as hell. He's this redhead nerdy with freckles and glasses and shit. And he's like, I'm Shy Ronnie. And he's like rapping all hard. Then Rihanna comes in. And then he starts doing exactly what you did. He was like, and the beat's still going. And then she walks away. And I'm back in this. And then he gets all loud again. It was hilarious. It was a good skit, man. That guy was great.
Shy Ronnie.
Yeah. But I got a couple of questions for you.
Oh, man.
Well, here's one to start it off.
He in a hot seat.
Yeah. Do you have any old technology in your house?
No.
I don't believe you.
I live in the sticks.
I don't believe you.
My first cell phone was streaming.
You got a lot of stuff. You got a stuffed raccoon by your bed, and a beaver. If you're in the sticks.
He said my first cell phone was 2 cans and a string.
Your uncle is a taxidermist. No, I was kidding.
Like, I'm the taxidermist.
Oh shit! He taught you. You're his apprentice.
Oh no, taxidermy. Yeah, I mean, like, old technology as far as, like, example, like, as far as, like, TVs, just period, I mean. Anything
old tech, like, that you might have.
Man.
Because for me, I still have a VCR. I really do. And I have like, a small VHS collection from when I, like, was a little kid that I kept. Some old boxing matches. And I got a tape full of hockey fights that I still want to put on DVD. I just never got around to it. So I kept the VCR in case I ever want to throw them in and watch them.
I don't have a VCR. I know I have like a couple DVD players and shoe boxes, literally shoe boxes full of DVDs.
Yeah.
I mean, like, in cases, they're not like just thrown in like, oh, these all scratched.
Yeah.
Like, dude, I be looking at DVDs and like old like old CDs and DVDs, dude. Just like, I can't even remember last time I played a CD. I got DVDs and CDs and shit like that, but dude, no bullshit. It was like maybe a year ago. We right here, right, Mike?
This right here, this little symbol there is what you're looking for.
Yeah, right here. We good.
Yeah.
Okay. This is about a year ago. I was going through the closet. I don't even know what the fuck I was looking for, but dude, there was this box. And I'm like, what the hell is this? I swear on everything, it was my old electronic football game.
Oh damn!
It was like it's white.
Yeah.
The little middle part comes out here. It looks like almost the shape of a football.
And it was like the red lights.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude.
That was a fun game.
I seen that bitch, dude, and I was like, I was like stuck for a minute, like, what the? Blast from past, like, how was this close to me, or it just ended up in a box or something, and I haven't seen this thing in, dude.
That's awesome.
Over 20 years, like, how the hell did? Like, I know this shit hasn't been in the closet for 20 years. Like, no, because there ain't been no shit in the closet for 20 years.
Right.
Like,
I do also.
Like, what the fuck is this?
I have a large DVD collection, which you can see over there.
Yeah.
So I still watch DVDs, but I also have an old Nintendo 64. Because I had to school my son on GoldenEye. I don't know if you remember that game. It was like the James Bond game.
Come on, bro.
Yeah. So I had to school that, and we'll throw it in once in a while, and we'll throw it on.
When you could shoot or you could run out of bullets and just slap people.
The karate chop,
right,
but it looked more like a slap.
Right, he's like cha-cha, cha-cha. Dude, I
nowadays,
that was the coolest shit ever that you could just like literally.
That game was addicting. And once in a while, we'll play it for like 3 days. We'll just go and like hang out one time on the weekend, and we'll just throw that game on and play it.
See, now that's I told you I'm not really big on video games, but back then. We played it like me and my boys Brian and Rob and Nell and all them. We would play all this shit.
I remember Brian. I used to hoop with Brian.
Right. I still fuck with him. That's my boy.
Right.
What was I gonna say? We played that GoldenEye.
Yeah.
And we used to call it Mokum, like not smoke 'em, but Mokum, like Mokum. That's all you do is like shoot up.
Yeah.
They put me up, like I said, those particular people, my boys Rob and Brian and Nell and everybody played. That and Mario Kart.
Yeah, Mario Kart was a game.
I was like, you know what I'm saying? I was still like the newcomers, like, because I wasn't big in video games. I just seen it as, we're just racing.
Yeah.
And then they were like, you can spin these things and shoot people. And
yeah.
I was like, oh shit, I got sprung out on Mario Kart too.
Yeah, that was a fun. We pulled that. That's one of my old things I got.
Yo. Okay, just off topic, we started talking about video games.
Yeah.
How about your top 5 like video games, like
old school on here? Top 5 video games right now.
It could be old school or not, just period.
There's this one I keep forgetting the name. I'm bad with it. I want to say it's called Strider or Slider. There was a guy in a white suit, and he had like these boomerang type weapons. It was like a sword type thing. It was like a light boomerang. And you would go through, and they called it Slider or Strider because he could like slide down cliffs. It was like an old ass arcade game, and that game was in my shit. Then I would have to say, probably if I have to stick with arcade games too, probably Double Dragon or Streets of Rage. Streets of Rage was a badass fucking arcade game. Streets of Rage was my awesome shit. You had like Friday the 13th Jason gang members come after you. You had like all these volumes you had to go through, and man, that was a really fun game to play. And it was just gave you everything. That game threw everything at you. Yeah. And that was a fun. You could play 2-player, and you all had to battle all these gangs. Fucking Streets of Rage. So that's what, 3?
Right.
All right, let me see what I got on that one. I could stick with arcade games because I think arcade games are fun as hell. Let's see. My other favorite arcade game, probably any of the Street Fighters.
Yeah.
Because all those were the bomb. Any of the Street Fighters.
Yes, all Street Fighter games. Hey, do you remember they had a arcade game? It was Capcom versus Marvel.
Yeah.
Spider-Man and like Psylocke.
Yeah.
Dude, that game was fucking sick. Dude, I would be Spider-Man on there and just kill it.
Right. That was a fun game. I have one now in my old PS3. It was like Mortal Kombat versus DC, and that was kind of neat because you could be all the fight each other with the Jokers against whatever. That was kind of neat. But I guess for my number 5, I'll go to a console game, probably any of the God of Wars myself because I like those level type games.
I've seen it. I've never played it.
I have 3 of them. I think there was only 3 of them, and I still play it on my PS3.
Here is God of War.
Yeah, that was a fun game, man. It was like if you like to go through levels, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, like I've never been like a quest or like story type games. Like people played Zelda when I was a kid.
It was way different than Zelda. It was actually you had action play, but it was more like a high level Mario game because but you could kill the bad guys. You know what I'm saying? You had these crazy weapons, and you were this. It took place in those mythical times with the mythical gods and stuff like that.
We had, let's see.
So what's your top 5?
Dude, I gotta say Contra.
Oh yeah. Up, down, left, right, PEA start. Select PEA start.
Contra was my shit. You went and got all the way up. There was like a third one. It was like Contra Hard Corps and all that. But it was like the wolf, a man, and a robot.
I'm going to tell you right now, that was the only way you could beat that game was with that code. Because that code, that's the famous code. Everybody knows the code because that up, down, left, right, PEA, select start, whatever. That would give you the unlimited lives and weapons and ammo. So that was the only way to beat that game, dude. Only way with that code. That was the ultimate cheat code.
Fight Night. Boxing,
oh yeah. Yep. I still have that on my PS3.
Dude, my boy my boy that I knew back in the day, my boy, well, I still know him. He's on my Facebook. My boy Jeffrey Kunis.
Yeah.
Had that game, and I took so many ass whoopings on there before I learned how to fight. I was not bullshitting. Like, he was whooping my ass, and I was like, I do not like to lose. Like, not repeatedly.
Right.
Anyway, like, dude, I'm one of those type of people. Like, I have to keep going until I can win. Like, it's hard for me to walk away defeated from a game. Like, no, I can't let that slide. So, dude, he whooped my ass several times before I just got, from learning experience to like, I will mop a motherfucker right now in fight night.
Yeah, when me and my wife,
like, I'll make you unlace your gloves in real life. Like, I don't even want to talk about boxing no more. Like, if I'll fuck somebody up on fight night.
When me and my wife were dating, me and my wife Vanessa, when we were dating, now we'd go out to the movies, and the movies would still have arcade games and all that shit there. She would whoop my ass in Soulcalibur. She would dominate me in Soulcalibur.
The dude Glacier.
Oh my God, she would destroy me. She would be that. She was always that knight with the big sword.
That had to drag, almost drag the sword.
For real. Like, I got a sword that belongs to somebody 14 feet tall, and I'm going to whoop you with it.
He, like, drug behind you. He, like, swung that bitch.
Man, she would whip. When we were dating, I was almost like, I'm questioning our future. Like, I'm like, this is might cause conflicts of our relationship. She is beating me in a fighting game. Fighting games are me.
Right.
Like, I dominate a fighting game.
Right. That's like that. I was okay. So I said Contra, and we got Fight Night, and dude, one of my all-time.
Is that 3?
Contra, Fight Night.
Okay, so we're at 2. Oh no, 3 because you picked Soulcalibur.
Yeah, Soulcalibur.
So we're on number 4.
Tekken.
Oh yeah, Tekken. Yeah, you were talking about how you like that Tekken game. Because it's not like shooting weapons, fireballs, straight fighting.
Straight hand-to-hand combat. Ain't no magic spells, no.
Remember that dude that did the capoeira? What was his name?
Capoeira, his name Eddie Gorno.
That dude had that move, boy.
Hey, I watched that move, like, yeah.
Oh, well, the one dude that did kind of have powers was the guy who would transform to that devil. Wasn't that Tekken?
Yeah.
He would get the wings or whatever.
Yeah.
And he had that sweet kick move.
Hihachi.
Yeah, Hihachi, yeah.
You get the wings at the end.
Yeah.
Man, dude, it took me forever to beat that dude. And after
that, my gosh.
After I learned how to do it, he's like, no sweat. Like, I be like, bring your ass on, pop out.
Bring it.
Don't even go to, no, we're not even going to 3 matches. I'm going to beat you 2 sweet.
Right. I'm going to slap that Hihachi ass.
I'm telling you, like, that game, and one more if I really had to go at it for 5.
And the winner is?
Dude. I don't know. This is going to sound crazy, but fucking Shinobi was my fucking
Shinobi was dope.
Well,
Shinobi was dope.
Shinobi, Shinobi and Ninja Gaiden.
Ninja Gaiden.
Yeah, Ninja Gaiden.
The arcade version for me would be Ninja Gaiden.
Yes.
When you used to get on the pull-up bar things and like kicking dudes and all that shit. Oh, man.
Like, Shinobi and Ninja Gaiden came out, like, not too far from each other. But those 2 games right there, I like those.
We used to have arcade games at the party stores by us, so they would always have, like, Streets of Rage, Street Fighter, Ninja Gaiden, Double Dragon, and just be pumping quarters in there.
The Ninja Turtles video game,
the arcade
version was the shit.
I ain't gonna lie, my buddy gave me a mod of those games. I got on a laptop of all those old discs, even the Mega Mans, but Turtles in Time, that's the one you're talking about.
Yeah, the first one.
Yeah.
And they were on their skateboards going through. They had to fight Krang and Shredder and all them.
I have that on there.
We would get deep, like.
Those games were the shit.
The pizza place, like, by me growing up, they had that game, and, like, dude, I swear to God, we would go to, like, after school and be 4 deep of us, like, me and 3 friends. Like,
I'm going to tell you right now, if you go out to Ferndale, there's a place called Rosie O'Grady's right off of 9 Mile.
I know what you're talking about.
They have that game in the building. I play it. We go there once in a while for lunch at work. Shout out to my work, y'all rock. And they take us out there to Rosie O'Grady's, and they got that original arcade game in the store. 4-player too, dude. All the original 4-player pads, all that fucking shit.
I would make a trip to go there just to
in
play
Ferndale,
that shit.
Rosie O'Grady's. Shout out to Rosie O'Grady's. Y'all owe me a free beer. I'm just kidding. You owe me a free one. Because I just shot you out. Because he's going to spend a lot of quarters in there. You all just got a loyal guy.
Look, you're like making it rain. Like, no, we're making a sprinkle. Like, change your quarters. Like, what do you came in? You came in with $5, $10 quarter.
Like back in the Red Baron days when we was in Taylor with the Red Baron arcade.
That's what I was thinking about. We ran into you guys up there, and we were playing Virtual Fighter. That was a good one, too. Virtual Fighter was a good-ass one. Jackie Bryant.
That was dope.
He's like, I'm just Unleashed Lightning.
Yeah.
I was like, that was my shit.
I like how they all had their little intros too. They say and it was like those first kind of 3D panographic where they went around the whole dude.
Right.
It was like that was new back then. Now you can have your choice with your joystick and pick the guy and do that. But that was awesome.
That was one thing I never liked about Mortal Kombat. Like the old ones, there was no 360 view. It was like they would fade forward to the screen or back to the screen.
It wasn't until the newer ones where they started like you could turn the levels and fall through levels and stuff. Right. They started making some cool ones.
I never like that.
That's how that DC one is. I have you could fall down like 3 floors while you're fighting, and the angles will change now. But back then they didn't do it. It was those newer games like Tekken and stuff where they started doing those 3D angles and shit. I thought that was pretty sweet. Or also when the Street Fighter started getting new with like Vega and stuff, like when they started putting them new characters in.
Vega, I don't know. I like Vega.
He was badass.
I like Sagat.
Sagat was like the kickboxer, right? Like the Muay Thai. Yeah,
he had the eye patch.
The Tiger Uppercut. That was Sagat, right?
Yeah, he's Viper. Like Tiger.
I think it was Tiger. I thought it was Tiger Uppercut, and he would do that big ass uppercut.
He's like, damn, that and your boy Dawson, the Indian like Hindu dude.
Yeah, Jocelyn. And he would stretch his shit out. He was like Manute Bull.
Right,
he was like low key Manute Bull in the NBA. Like what happened to Manute Bull? He fucking went to Street Fighter. He has a successful career. Now his son is going into the NBA. Possibly his son's like taller than him. I think
in real life.
Yeah, his son's like. I think his son's name's Bol, like the both the last name and first name. I don't know what it means in his language, but it's like Bol, and he's big and he's a really good basketball player. He's real skinny like his dad too, but he's really good. He's got a shot, everything. For real. I don't mean to jump off subject, but
no, I'm just looking at it like I'm thinking about Manute Bol, dude. Like
he's in that game. Back to Street Fighter. That's him, that character to me.
Dude.
And then what was some other of those new characters, man? It's hard to think of them all, but Vega was dope. He was like original. He had that mask and that one claw hand.
What's his name? Major Bison.
Yeah, Bison. Wasn't he like the last guy, like the main boss?
Like one of them. Hell, I think he was.
He was, and he was pretty cool. He had like some cool moves.
I like Blanca.
Blanca was sweet. The original OG, one of the OG members. Blanca was dope. And then Ken and Ryu were the OGs.
Right. I never cared for E Honda. The hands.
Right. The big sumo guy. What about Chun-Li?
Chun-Li is legend.
She was good.
Dude, she was legend on that game.
She was good.
As you got to the end, she was one of the people you had to beat.
Yeah, she was good, man.
Dude, that chick will mop you the fuck up.
Shout out to Chun-Li.
Chun-Li.
Chun-Li. They'd be like, round 1. Ready, fight. Chun-Li.
Dude, yeah, she's fast. That's just like on, is it Tekken? It's got the girl Anna.
The blonde? She had blonde hair. Yep.
Yeah, hey. And there's sometimes like you're playing just against the game, Anna will mop you the fuck up. You'll be mad as hell. Like I would beat her ass if you was playing against somebody else with her.
Hey, that's why I liked when we go into councils, because how many quarters I would throw in. You want to continue in 10 seconds, or 20 seconds? I'm gonna have to run to the counter and get some change to try to beat that level.
Have it all lined up.
Oh man, if you ran out because you get to that hard person, like I know I got 2 quarters left. Maybe I got time to maybe I can make it.
Them and old school racing games like Pole Position, the arcade one when you sat down actually in the car thing, they had the wheel and the pedal.
Yeah, Pole Position.
Or the motorcycle games, it would be 2 bikes. You get on me, you have to lean
up.
Man,
they used to have those at the movie theaters.
And they had one of them at we used to go the Red Baron.
Yeah. Well, now they got Dave & Buster's, of course. We went there.
I don't go to anything. I don't know. I haven't been to like an arcade type thing like that. Like if I want to go to an arcade, I want to go to an arcade. I don't want to be like, oh, it's burgers, beers, and games.
No, but this This is like a legit arcade with beers and shit. Like, and there's another place called the Hub. They're not close to here. Oh my gosh, they got axe throwing in there. But at Dave & Buster's, axe throwing.
See, that's
it's in a cage.
Oh,
WPS.
Exactly.
Today is WPS.
Yes, it's white people shit.
Or if we don't want to say anything, it would be like, you know what that is, and we'll just go. And then you guys know what it is. Maybe I'll put it in text.
Right. Like, you don't have to say it, I don't have to say it, but we both know what that is.
Right.
See,
so
sometimes you don't even have to say that that's white people shit. It's just the fact of saying, all you have to say literally is like, you know what that is.
You know what that is.
Right, you know what that is.
Okay, so they have this giant arcade version of Space Invaders, and you can have 2 people sitting in this chair, and the screen is like fucking
Movie.
20, 30 feet size long.
Shut up.
And you guys are like fucking bah, 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 and you guys are both playing fucking Space Invaders back to back, and they got Pac-Man like that. And dude, it's actually legit, man. You have a blast at Dave & Buster's and the fucking hub.
Man, stop it! I gotta go.
I'm gonna have to take you there, man. I'm gonna have to show you what's up. You're gonna have to. We have to make it out there, and you're gonna have a blast. And you get cards. You don't need quarters. You get a card.
Sliding cards, like
Yep.
Yeah, I need to go look. 'Cause I feel like
they got a football game too, like where the guy like has you got the holes to throw the hole in, but the hole moves to like for like the deep passes, the short passes. So you got to make the footballs in the fucking thing and score the points. And they got crazy fun games in there. You could be racing each other in these crazy new race games where the whole fucking thing moves like you don't got to tilt. The motherfucker makes you feel like you're riding in the thing for real, like the virtual reality type shit. You're in there like, what the fuck is going on? And like all this shit's on next to you. You see your friends next to you like, fuck you. And you're fucking like, it's crazy, man. It's the fun reality like games that have upgraded. And they have,
fuck it, we need to go then.
They have Mario Kart with like 10 fucking seats. So you can have like, say we went with a group of 10, we could all race on Mario Kart. With our beers, they got beer holders because you can drink there and all that.
No shit.
We're going to have to make it out, man. You're missing out.
All right, shit. We'll
we're missing out.
Shit, we'll probably go this week sometime.
Watch out, D&B. We're coming. Same you, Hub. We're coming.
Coming for your ass. Who are some of like the major villains that you remember, like in movies that you was like he's a bad motherfucker?
I would have to say out of besides Darth Vader.
Yeah.
Okay, I won't count Darth Vader. That dude from Passenger 57. Remember with Wesley Snipes where they had to transport some dude on an airplane?
Right.
And he was like a fire marshal or a cop marshal, I don't know, or U.S. marshal or some shit. That dude was kind of out cold.
Right.
He was just, he didn't even care. Like, even the girl he loved, he was just like killing her ass to get to Wesley, try to get to Wesley. That's one of the guys I would say is him.
I would say, what's my man's name that was on Law Abiding Citizen with Jamie Foxx? Was that
Jared Butler?
Man.
The guy who was doing the shit? Yeah.
Dude, that motherfucker was off the chain.
He was no joke.
He wasn't up for no games.
Speaking of Wesley Snipes in New Jack City. He was an ultimate villain.
Yeah, I didn't really...
Because he ended up trying to take out his whole... He tried to take out the whole thing himself.
Right.
Like,
and then second course snitch on everybody. He was like, I'm going down. I'm taking everybody with me.
He just decided to try to kill everybody before he went out.
Dude, but you know what's weird about that? Just saying that a lot of these people in these gangster movies and shit like that, they'd be like, oh, he was the man. Like, I want to be like Frank Lucas. Frank Lucas ended up snitching on people, and like even though he was cops or whoever, but you still end up making deals with the police to try to save yourself. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Just because you did Fed time, you still did. You still snitched.
You still snitched, and was straight working with him like. You know what I'm saying? Like, dude.
You know what else is bullshit is that Tekashi dude snitched, and everybody's still buying his music and shit now that he's out. Like,
I've never bought any of his.
I'm just saying I don't like his music and never did, but he's got like that ICP following and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right, and it's like you're so stupid though. Like, even if you did snitch and try to hide or something, like he can't hide nowhere looking like he does. Like your whole face is tattooed, dude. Like, you ain't hiding nowhere.
You ain't hiding nowhere. That's fucked up.
Right, like you can't hide anywhere in the world, bro.
Yep, but
your facial tattoos give you away.
You know who else was a crazy villain? Probably another Wesley Snipes villain from Demolition Man.
Yeah, he
was crazy. That dude didn't give a damn. Simon Phoenix.
That motherfucker was a beast.
He like just blew a whole bus up full of people, and like he just didn't give a damn.
Mr. Glass, fucking.
Oh shit.
And
Unbreakable.
Yes, when he was like, I killed all these people just to find you.
I was like what?
Is out cold.
And he rolled up in he came up sideways in his wheelchair. Like I came out. I'm like, damn, he was out cold.
The people on the train, the plane, like, dude, he just flat out said, like, yeah, they were just casualties. Like I had to find you. Like,
oh my gosh.
I'm like, what the fuck are you on?
That is bananas. And then you gotta go with Heath Ledger's Joker. Because that dude was like a straight up terrorist in America. Like that dude was a terrorist.
Right. Yeah, he was out of hand for
like legit was blowing up hospitals. Like just, I mean, he didn't. No. Dude, he didn't want none of the mobsters' money. He put it in a mountain and burned it.
He's like, I don't even want your money. He's like, I'm just setting shit off because I can.
Oh my god.
Like, I'm doing shit right now.
That's like hands down, this next level villain. Like the new Joker was pretty crazy or whatever, but this was next level villain.
Hey, your boy though. Just recently, fucking Thanos.
Thanos was out cold.
He
acted like that was his
daughter,
no choice.
He threw his daughter in the pit. He's like, why are you crying? He's like, oh, it's for you, little one. He's like, come, let me just drag her to the hole. Like, bitch, I'm about to throw you in this pit and kill you because I need this stone.
Yeah, his hand's the size of like the Volkswagen Beetle. Right. And he just grabbed his daughter's hand like, whoosh.
Look, right, and she was trying to pull back. I was like, resistance is futile. Like, really,
it's not happening.
It's not happening. Like, if he's throwing you in that hole, you're going in that hole. Like, there's no other option to it.
And he was crazy too, because his other daughter, he ended up like changing her body with machine parts because she couldn't match up to her other daughter, the one he killed. You know, he couldn't match up to Gamora. So he'd make the other sister, like, he'd put robot pieces. Now you maybe can whoop her ass, and she still would always dominate her. So that's why she's all machine. Like, that dude put her, like, try to make her dominate. Like, and that's crazy. That dude is crazy.
Right, dude. He was like.
And then he just snapped everybody out of here.
He was like, gone.
Or how about when he picked up Gamora as a little kid, and he turns around and shows her a little knife trick while the whole village is getting killed and her parents.
Right.
Everybody just getting slaughtered.
Right, because she was standing there looking at her mom, like, Mom. He's like, oh, little one.
He's like, let me show you this.
He's like, let me take care of you. Gave her the little knife. He's twirling it on his finger. Like,
she should have known because the knife looked like the handle looked like it was full of blood. It looked like a weird fancy handle. I don't know if it was stones or jewels.
Yeah, he gave it to her as her whole village was getting killed in the background. He was like blocking her view and like I'm like, dude, you all cold.
And I know like Vader when he was young, but we can't use Vader when he was young. Like they showed the young Anakin, right? His name was Anakin,
right?
When he killed that whole village and shit. When he found out his parents was gone and shit, like he just slaughtered the village.
Dude, speaking of that, slaughtering the village, Magneto. When Aaron Lyncher was a kid and they killed his mom and they dragged it and he got mad and crushed the fences down.
Oh, my gosh.
Dude, the second one, though, remember when he gets back to, they're showing him as a kid and Kevin Bacon was the guy in the office and he was like, he shot his mom right there in the office.
Yeah, like, something like that.
You're going to do this. And he shot his mom right there in front of him and he just set everything off in that bitch.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, Magneto was a beast, bro.
That's craziness.
Magneto's a straight beast.
Same thing with what's her name, Jean, right? She almost ended the whole Earth,
bro. When they shot at her, and Magneto was like, no, and she disintegrated the whole army, the whole military.
Oh my gosh, dude!
Just turned everybody to ash.
Yeah,
that's what. Going into another thing, I always wonder why Marvel didn't put the X-Men into the Infinity Wars thing because that would have been. In my opinion, Jean Grey as a Phoenix would have did Thanos. She would have done him.
He wouldn't have had nothing to do.
There would have been nothing to do. Just like she turned the whole military into ash just because they shot at her. I mean,
and she didn't even know stones.
Look, and didn't.
No stones.
Right, and she didn't even move. Wasn't doing all this. She stood there. Like they shot at her. She turned around and was looking at y'all like peasants, and just turned the whole army into ash.
Like no.
This was just a thought. I think. They didn't bring them because it would have. Jean Grey would have did Thanos. It would have been a no competition move. The Phoenix would have did Thanos quickly.
That was good.
Then they said that Captain Marvel had the power to beat Thanos. I seen a movie. I didn't really care too much for Captain Marvel.
A lot of people didn't.
Right.
A lot of people think she was cast wrong. Kind of. I think that's what kind of did it.
Made her out like
Wonder Woman was badass.
Yeah, they made because like I said, they had said before that Captain Marvel could have beat Thanos, and then the impression I got from her though, I was like, I don't see how. Like
in the comics, Captain Marvel beat him, and Thor actually beats him, and I think Iron Man beats him once in the comics also, like in the comics. But so they all did something crazy, but I wasn't a fan of that at all. I couldn't dig it, couldn't get into it.
No, I didn't.
It wasn't a character I liked. Almost like they couldn't make Aquaman cool. Like Aquaman wasn't cool to me either.
No, I didn't even watch the whole Aquaman movie. I'm just like, I never liked Aquaman even as on the Super Friends when we were kids.
Yeah, it was a tough watch. I mean, it's a weird character to try to make cool. Like his,
like, dude, you don't have no power outside the water, dude. I can stand 100 yards up on the beach and be like, fuck you.
Right.
Like,
let's see you in the Middle East in the desert.
Like,
come at me.
Right. I will throw some salt on you and watch you just burn.
Throw some salt. Hit you with salt bombs.
Right. You throw some salt on a fish, like on land, dude. It's not good.
Oh my gosh!
Like throwing salt on a snail or a slug. You knew what happened. Disintegrate them.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Just some of them villains. I liked Bane in Batman. I don't know why, but I did. like
On the newer one?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Take Back Your City. That dude?
Yeah, I like Bane.
Yeah, he was pretty wild. He was a pretty good villain. He was pretty good.
Yo, I don't know. I was just going back to the whole Star Wars thing. We were talking about we can't use Anakin. But it was weird. Like, growing up on Star Wars, before we knew the whole Darth Vader, like, background and Anakin being as a kid, the episodes 4, 5, and 6 is what we saw. Star Wars, A New Hope, Empire Strikes Back, and Return of the Jedi. Were the middle. So we didn't see the history of Darth Vader as Anakin before he became, you know what I'm saying? So growing up in the era we did, I always thought, like, Luke Skywalker was a beast because it's like, okay, Darth Vader's powerful, but like, he don't know the Force like Luke does because you didn't see his history until you learned that was his dad. And they will go back to episodes 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah.
And you see him as a little boy, and you see him grow into the teenager, and you see how he became Darth Vader. You was like, Anakin was, if I had to say it, Luke in his prime against Anakin in his prime, Anakin would have slayed Luke, bro.
For sure.
At that same age, bro, when you look back.
Oh, like that Anakin, prime versus prime type shit?
When you see Anakin right before he became Darth Vader at that point, Anakin would have slaughtered Luke Skywalker, bro.
Yeah.
It would have been no contest. Because you think Ben Kenobi is who...
Anakin would have slapped some kin.
Dude, right. Anakin.
He would have slapped him up.
Anakin would have fucked Luke up in the game. I'm sorry. Like,
he had straight up, he didn't have no good side or bad side. He just went straight dark. Like, he didn't have no, what's the word, tribulations. Like, he wasn't, like, pulled between the fences. As soon as his parents was gone, that was it. He was like, dark, turn the lights off.
Right, like.
Dark side.
No, when he realized, when they hold him and told him, like, you'll be on the council, but you won't be a Jedi. Like, nope. Like, we still holding. He went back to the He was like, they won't even, like, they put me on the council, won't even make me a Jedi. Like, that's some bullshit.
Yeah.
And Chancellor was like, or whoever he was like, yeah, I got you. He's like, fuck all that. And Samuel was about to kill me. He's like, you're trying to kill me, whatever. He fucking, dude, like, Anakin slayed Ben, bro. He put Ben down.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't put him down, but he did that. Luke would have never been able to go at an old Ben Kenobi. Luke couldn't go at him like that.
Yeah, because he didn't know what he could do. He didn't have no skill, like, at all.
All right, he had to learn, dude. That shit just came natural to Anakin. Like I said, Anakin in his prime would have slaughtered Luke in his prime. Easy. I don't think it would have been a competition. Anakin was running on pure hate. Like, pure hate.
Man, it's tough. It's a tough one. Because that could go on, like, any crime movies, or you could go on,
dude,
like...
You can, dude. We ain't got to be superheroes.
Yeah, you can go, like, the crime movies where dudes are just fucked up. Kind of like The Departed, you know, like, all the shit that happened in The Departed. Like, all those guys was tied in, and then the ending just blew you away. You thought, like, Leonardo DiCaprio was going to make this big bust and get some award, maybe win the girl, a psychiatrist girl that those guys was, him and Matt Damon was banging. And then at the end, it was like, switch. You know what I'm saying? Just switch it up at the end, like, skirt. That's what you thought. You thought wrong.
Fucking Mark Wahlberg got him, though. At the end,
yeah.
Man, all cut. But look.
When you saw the shoe bags on the shoes, the plastic on the shoes,
oh,
man.
He's coming to do.
And then they did the bottom up, so then you didn't know it was Mark Wahlberg at first. Then it goes up and like, oh, he's done.
Right. When you see his Mark Wahlberg, you're like, oh, yeah, he's about to kill him.
Yeah.
Like, oh, yeah.
Mark Wahlberg plays a good angry dude. Like all his angry characters, even in a comedy when he was with Will Ferrell.
Dad's the two.
What is that one? The Other Guys. It was called The Other Guys.
Oh, yes.
So they were detectives, you know what I'm saying?
And he kept looking at his wife. He was like, bye, so-and-so.
Yeah. And he would just like, ignore him.
Right. He's like, what is it with you and all these hot women? All of one chick was like, you're going to bang me right in front of my husband, whatever. He's like, what is it with you and hot chicks?
And then he says, all the girls liked Will Ferrell, and he couldn't understand why. That was so funny, dude.
Dude.
And then when he thought...
He's like, bye, Sheila.
Yeah, so they're about to do the bust the bad guys and do the final mission, you know, to save the day. And he's like, why do you keep asking my wife about this stuff? He goes, dude, I got to be here in case something happens to you for Sheila. And he goes right past him like, bye, Sheila. And I was like, oh, my God, dude. But he plays so good when he yells at everybody. And he says, you don't even...
need to get.
Yeah, when Mark Wahlberg's like, you don't even fart like a man. It makes little sounds. And I don't like you. He starts just yelling at him.
Dude, That movie was so fucking crazy, bro. He was like, they had an orgy in your car, Dirty Mike and the boys.
Right.
I'm
Oh my
like,
God.
what? He's
They
like,
left the notes in the car. Oh my God. What?
Dirty Mike and the boys. I was like, are you fucking kidding me?
Dirty Mike and the boys were good villains.
Yeah.
Those guys was dirty motherfuckers. That was their only mission.
Dude, that shit was crazy.
Y'all was some villains and didn't even know it.
How the Rock and Samuel L. Jackson, though, you think they're like, oh, these are big stars, they're not going to die.
Yeah.
And he's like, you think what I'm thinking? He's like, yeah, aim for the bushes. And you hear, there goes
And then when they jump,
hero.
you think they're going to make it or do something crazy and they just die.
Hit the ground like splat. You're like, hell no.
Or how about when they whisper fighted at their funeral? They were like, you motherfucker, you ain't. And they're like whisper fighting everybody at the funeral. That was messed up even more. Like, who's going to be the next dudes on top? I was playing around like I always do, searching through the bowels of the internet. And I found some other crazy news stories. I like to find some here and there and throw them out there. So apparently, they have this new technology. It's a supposedly artificial intelligence technology, but I don't think it's real AI to me. But apparently, they can take a lost loved one, somebody that passed, and recreate their consciousness for them. And it sounds like their real voice, and they can talk to you again and leave like a message of some sort. And apparently Kanye bought a gift for his wife, Kim, of her past father, who was one of OJ's lawyers, I think, of him leaving her a message on her birthday for recently. And at the end.
And he can actually talk.
Yeah, and at the end, he even leaves a message saying, like, Kanye's a great man. And he never met Kanye because he was dead before they were together. You know.
I'll have to do,
And another family.
Wait a minute, restore their consciousness from a dead person.
Yeah, so I mean that's what they say, but it sounds like their real voice. It does. It's creepy. There's actual footage of it, and there's another family that did it with their son. They had a son who passed of drunk driving. I think maybe I don't want to mess up, but I think it might have been drunk driving. And they said that they used him to leave a message to other kids about drunk driving, and it was like his real voice, and he's like, "Hey, this is so-and-so," and they played a video of him before he was dead, and the voice is like identical, and it's creepy, man. Dude, how they mess with that shit.
I don't think they could take someone.
What do you think about that?
I don't believe it. That you could take a dead person.
Because I don't think it's AI.
And I'm like this. Kim's dad has been dead for years.
Yeah.
Years. So where did you get any kind of piece of his conscious mind? Like his mind, where his brain would have been literally rotted.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Where all this shit gets disposed of. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like.
It's weird. It's creepy technology, the way they're trying to do that stuff. Even with those Deepfake videos I was telling you about the other time, where they take, it looks like our actual faces. It looks so legit on some of these bodies. It's creepy. They're even making like I said, you could put yourself on Terminator or Rocky Balboa films, and some of them angles, it looks like that's really you. And somebody made a video one time. It looks like Keanu Reeves stopped a party store robbery. And it looks like Keanu Reeves' his real face, and this guy kicks their fucking asses and does all this shit. And at the end, they interview him, and it looks like a little 5'5" Keanu Reeves when he's over 6 foot and pigeon toed. You know what I'm saying? And it was just crazy how they do that shit. And so they always tell you not to believe what you see on the news because they believe, like those conspiracy theories always bring up, some of the news people you see on TV aren't even real people. They believe they're like digital creations. Yeah, and you're just watching them like that. And they created a real character that will always be on the news. You know what I'm saying? They even try to digitally age them. And it's just conspiracy shit, but that stuff's out there. Conspiracies, they got crazy shit about conspiracies.
Now that I can believe, like, I believe there's probably artificial intelligence actually walking among us every day that we have no idea.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I believe, and call me crazy or whatever, but I believe there's alien life forms, like, walking around, like, probably concealed, like almost like that Roddy Piper movie, They Live. You know what I'm saying? Like, some shit like that, like, walking among us right now. I guarantee you, even if it's not walking among us, I guarantee you, if aliens do exist, there's at least a few of them walking around this planet right now that either the government have, and they don't want to tell us, but we're not stupid, so we know, but or something just here that the government don't even know about, like, you know what I'm saying? Some shit like people are like, oh, we've been seeing Sasquatch for 50 years, and then we seen another one, so I'm like, so if you've been seeing the same Bigfoot for 30 years. Then all
Right.
of a sudden, 30 years later, there's another one looks like a little kid one. That means there's a third one somewhere because
Right.
someone had a baby, impregnated something, such and such, and nobody's like this thing's been living for damn near shit. It goes back what to the 50s, 40s,
Right.
Damn near 170 something years old, and nobody's seen this thing. I mean, like
Right.
nobody's actually found it. Like
So they
you
think
can't. You know what I'm saying? This thing can't something. Cannot be living that many years in the same area. People have
Right.
had actual sightings of them, but nobody's actually found them in 70.
so they always say that
Quit playing.
they think that that's where Chewbacca came from because they believe that a lot of people see Bigfoot, but you never find no dead ones, you never find their waste and stuff like
Right.
that because they believe those are from another planet and they come here and do what they got to do. And there's been like rare minimal reports of them people seeing a UFO sighting and then seeing a Bigfoot. But there's people more seeing Bigfoots than they are seeing UFOs. You know what I'm saying? But there's like small amounts of them where they are happening at the same time. And
Right.
so that's the one reason I believe that they could be out of another, maybe even interdimensional or another planet because we never
Right.
find any dead ones ever. You don't ever find them, and you never find them shitting nowhere. So they got to be
Right.
smart, and there's
Right,
and
and
you
what
can't
are they
detect
eating?
them. So they're
Right.
way smarter than us.
And they ain't shedded no hair.
Yeah.
No, you know what I'm saying? In 70 years,
Yeah,
nobody's seen them. All these camera technologies, like, dude, they have, like satellite cameras and all that shit that could take a picture from Denver, from the moon down
Yeah.
to the earth, but you can't get out of here, bro.
and then you got
Ain't
trail
no damn-
cameras, and they still can't take a
Yeah.
close up picture.
Yeah, I don't believe in no Bigfoot shit.
So that's why I'm saying like,
I-
and they believe like that's that's where what's his name got the version of like Chewbacca from in Star Wars.
Maybe.
You
I
never
wouldn't-
know.
I wouldn't fuck with no Wookiee.
Me neither. But yeah, it's bananas on that shit.
Yeah, I was just,
But technology's getting bananas with that.
dude, like you were talking about that AI though, like, I don't, like I said, like I was telling you about the AI.
Yeah.
I'm like, me as a person, like, I don't even agree with people trying to do that. To me, that's almost like playing God. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Like, you're making life, like you're making artificial life, but just based on things we've seen through movies, it might sound kind of stupid, but I don't want, you know what I'm saying? That would be the type of shit like you make a life form, artificial intelligence that
Right.
can actually teach itself or get smarter. Just like that's all it takes is for that shit to get smart enough.
Because
Because
you know what'll happen.
feel like you're the problem. Like we need to eliminate you.
You
Like,
know what'll
you're
happen?
stupid.
You'll go to another movie villain. It'll bring you back to a villain of all movies. Was Ultron, Age of Ultron, the
Yeah,
Avengers.
exactly.
That dude said
He came from a computer program and damn near
peace
took
on
over.
Earth, and the problem was us. He's like, and when he came to life in the beginning of that film, when he comes to life, I'm like, that is creepy. He's watching all the footage flashing through him, and he's like, oh no. He's like, that's all wrong. It's like these are the problem, like when we were the problem.
Right,
And so
he's
that
like-
was it.
like,
The
how
way
do
to fix the
you- right,
planet
like,
was
is
get rid
it-
of us.
Right, like humans, like because artificial life they don't require food and the water and wood and plants and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
humans are wiping out, straight up raping the continent. You're not raping the continent, but raping the planet.
Yeah, of its
And-
resources, of
right.
everything.
He's like, we're artificial. We don't need anything. Everything will flourish if we just
Oh
get
my
rid
gosh.
of them. Like they were just gonna exterminate the human race like roaches. Like you guys
It was
gotta
creepy
go.
too, the way he described himself being under like the restrictions of whatever maybe our technology was, because he says he was like in the beginning he's on a pieces of scrap robots and they're all partying and shit. They're all trying to lift Thor's hammer, and then fucking Ultron walks in like a zombie and shit with broken parts of broken robots, and he's like, "It's because you're not worthy." He goes, "You're all murderers." He goes, "You're all murderers." I'm like, damn. And then he says, he goes, "What happened to the other guy?" He's like, "I had to kill the other guy." He goes, "I woke up." He goes, "I think I was dreaming." And he's like, "I had strings. Like I was covered in strings." And then before he kills the last robot, he says that Pinocchio shit. "There ain't no strings on me." I'm like, that was spooky as hell. That was creepy.
Yo, it was. Dude, but Ultron was it. Right, Ultron will make you think that.
They finished him a little too quick, but realistically, that would have been, I think, a lot more stuff would have happened because of how much he could go through with the,
Dude,
the
just think,
internet alone.
All it takes is something like that to happen in real life just one time.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? All it would take was one. If it was real life, like an Ultron like that, he would have set his plan in motion and probably created quite a few more of himself. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Like it's only one of me, but I can multitask. I can create like 100 more of me.
Yeah.
And have them all me doing everything simultaneously at the same time. You know what I'm saying?
And that's what he was trying to accomplish before Vision stopped his ass.
Something like that. I think if you had 100 Ultrons just on a planet, he could probably take over the world. Like
I think it'd be less. To my own opinion, I think less.
Yeah, but just say for the record, 50 to 100
Yeah.
Ultrons on the planet for real will probably wipe out human existence within a matter of a week.
Probably
a week or less. All the 50 Ultrons all around the planet will probably wipe out
because they would take out all the big strongholds right off the get to where the smaller population would surrender.
Yep, and just wipe people out. Either enslave
yeah.
every human or eliminate them. Yeah, I know that sounds like some science fiction shit, but hey, I grew up with my Star Wars and shit like that. And
you remember Flight of the Navigator? I mean, not Flight. Well, that was a good old one too. But The Last Starfighter.
I never watched it. I remember it. I didn't watch it. I didn't.
That was a cool ass. Well, this kid was playing this arcade game, and he ends up getting a high score, and then this motherfuckers come from another planet and recruit him to be a real fucking guy to fight out in space. It's a badass movie, but yeah. But I'm gonna switch it up real quick because we got some sports shit to talk about coming up. You know what's coming up on Thanksgiving weekend? Old ass Mike Tyson and old ass Roy Jones Jr.
Hold that. But old ass Mike Tyson and old ass Roy Jr. in better shape than whoop.
They're better shape than I am.
Hey, I seen that Tyson video when he's like, I'm back.
Yeah.
I was like, oh shit. That looks like that old stuff. That looks like that old Mike Tyson was knocking motherfuckers out 30 seconds. He was
on Rogan. He goes, oh yeah, I just got out of bed and I just did 30 seconds. That's all you saw. And I'm like, that was a deadly 30 seconds. I don't care who you are. That was you're young, old, mid-prime. That was deadly 30 seconds.
Motherfucker would hit you that many times and that hard in 30 seconds, dude. Could have probably damn near killed you bare knuckles.
And I watch boxing. That's been in my family. You've been part of my family. Boxing's been like our sport. You know what I'm saying? So, a lot of things that gives longevity in fighters is the legs. Because if you don't got the legs and the footwork, you're done. You know what I'm saying? No matter how good your hands are. And that was my concern about Roy Jones because when they were early showing the training, he looked like his legs were just stuck in the ground, but his hands were still lightning. And then I watched Tyson. His legs look real strong. He still got good tree trunks, and he's moving sides. Still got that body movement. Still got that lateral movement. And I was like, dude, Roy Jones is gonna be in trouble for a minute, But now that they're getting closer to this fight night, Roy Jones is getting a little movement, but I still question his stamina because his legs are still a little stiff. But Tyson's got that because he's a lower frame. And Tyson's got his legs look phenomenal.
I know. That leg work, I seen him when he was like working out. I was like, when he said I'm back, I was like, yeah, that motherfucker looks like he's back. Like that looks like that. That's not. I'm doing shows in Vegas and on HBO. Mike Tyson.
I'm doing Hangover and I'm like 50 pounds overweight. He's in shape.
Like no, that's that Mike Tyson. If I see you in the street and you say something to me, I'm just gonna walk the other way. Like
he's in crazy shape.
No problems.
Right. And another thing too is like, that's what I'm saying about Roy Jones. Like he's looking a little like, because when he was in his prime, you couldn't touch Roy Jones, hands down.
Yeah, because he would lean in at you, bullshit.
He was so much faster than any other boxer.
White dude was like, pop.
Well, he didn't start losing until he went to light heavyweight. When he was in his weight class, he had to move up because there was nobody there to touch him. He was so much faster than everybody in his weight class that he didn't even have to put his hands up.
I know. I used to watch him box, hands by his side,
fucking
ducking
and
out.
then 1-3 punches, you're done.
Putting his arm, putting his face out.
Yeah, and then but with Tyson, he has to learn defense because that's when as he moved up, he tried to keep that same style and got knocked out and lost a few fights as he got older. But with Tyson, you better learn some defense because my man is hard to hit. He tries to get inside because he's got shorter arms, so that's where he maximizes his power. And
if and Mike Tyson have like a lower center of gravity, whatever.
Yeah.
His uppercut is deadly, dude. Like that's the most deadly punch in his arsenal. Everybody knows.
Well,
that.
he used to say his right hook was his dangerous punch, but he never got to use it because he would always fall with the left. So a lot of people didn't get the right, as he would always get upset about that. You know what I'm saying? And there's a lot of interviews when he was boxing, not like now when he's older, but when his prime in the interviews, he'd always want to hit people with the right, but they never made it that far. There was even one highlight where my man drops and he still whiffs with the one because my man's already fallen. He was like, puff, because my man was already out. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. And what's speaking on Tyson right now? I mean, I know the fight's coming up Thanksgiving weekend. Y'all better watch it. He is an amazing philosopher. I don't know if you ever watch him now. The guy is went through a lot of things, and Mike Tyson.
Oh, yeah.
And he became a real intelligent person. And what reminds me of, because he met Ali at a young age. I think he was 11 or 12 when he first met Ali, and he wanted to be like him. So that took him from the streets to Customato. Like, that brought them guys together in their path.
Yeah, and he said, well, I also want to say that he wanted to learn a boxing program. He was in, a juvenile facility.
Yes. Yep.
And he seen him, and the dude told him, like, if he stopped getting in trouble or something, like, he would train him or whatever before he even got the cuss.
Yep. That's true. And he believed, it wasn't until he had to live those double lives, going to the hood to cuss his house to starting to train and all that crazy stuff. But I started watching he has his own podcast or his interviews and stuff. And his philosophies are like amazing. Like the things he's learned and gone through. He's like, he sounds crazy intelligent, man. And I remember when Ali was in his prime, I caught Ali when I was a kid towards the end. But I got to see a lot of footage looking at when the internet came through. So I got to see a lot of his interviews. And Ali was a great philosopher, too. He was intelligent beyond just boxing. And Ali was even offered, like, professor jobs at, like, really big universities, like highly intellectual universities, just to talk about his philosophies. Right. But when I hear Tyson talk, too, man, like when he has these guests on, he has some more intelligent now. Yeah, he's amazing with the stuff that he talks about. You know what I mean? His boxing history is amazing. But his intelligence alone, like he studied a lot of rulers and conquerors and stuff like that. And it's just phenomenal to hear him throw out things like you hear him talk to some guys that climb Mount Everest and stuff. And he tells people like, you're not living on your circumstances. You're living on life circumstances. And you got to understand, and some things you don't get, and it may take you a couple of weeks and then you understand it. And it's like, whoa, you know what I mean?
Tyson dropped some knowledge.
Yeah. Did he just bring a chill on my arm for a second? I'm going to go watch that one more time because now I understand it. But I think it's crazy that a lot of people underestimate that because a lot of people only know the crazy, rageful Mike Tyson.
Right. Today was a productive day. Don't even think for a minute that I did not thoroughly enjoy this. I have a blast. I look forward to doing this every time we do it.
Hell yeah.
Because me and this dude, like I said, we go back like, I'm going to say babes with pacifiers, but like...
adolescence.
Yeah, like underage drinking age. Damn near.
Yeah, for sure.
But...
yeah, for sure, man.
Enough. This is family. Nothing but love here. I feel blessed and thankful just to be on the show.
And if you guys like this episode, hit us with a like and subscription because we'd really appreciate that. And you can catch us every Wednesday and Saturday. This has been another episode of
Meant to Vent.
Meant to Vent, baby. Till next time, humans.
Time TV. Check in and subscribe.
See ya.